Hi, I'm Tom Greenwood. This is my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about something a little bit different. Today I'm going to talk about hobbies. Hobbies or practices that people have, things they work on over and over and over. The quintessential one for older men is having the car in the garage that they're always working on, they're always banging on, or the boat. But yeah. Hobbies are an important thing, I think, for people to have for a lot of reasons. People need a practice in their life or a hobby that doesn't relate to their job. It doesn't relate to their how they make money or what their identity is to their peers. I think people just need hobbies in general to do for whatever reason people like to do things. So why have a hobby? Why engage in a hobby? Hobbies do several things. Anytime you start a practice that you've never done, whether that's building toy boats or doing jiu-jitsu or video games or anything really, there's a couple things that happen. People get enjoyment out of them. Just the sheer enjoyment of doing these things is great. You know what I mean? It's good to feel happiness. The emotions that we have in our life are our life. So that's one thing. It's just the sheer joy you get out of doing the thing. I think even more important to me is when I go, I'm a martial arts addict. I love judo and Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and I practice martial arts every chance I can. And there are a few places in the world where I get out of myself. 100% my thoughts go away. I don't know about other people, but I have anxiety just like everyone else. Thanks, Cthulhu. Anyway, when I'm on the mat, I don't think about all the problems that I have, all the things that are running around inside of my head, all my anxieties. They just go away. And I think that happens for other people when they engage in a hobby or a practice. They can immerse themselves in the work. I kind of get the same thing when I do woodworking. You can immerse yourself in it and yourself goes away. And I think it's important to get away from ourselves for a little bit. Meditation does it, but this is a different kind of getting out of self. It's directed, but still away from self. And then the last thing that I've seen, especially in the martial arts, but also in other areas, is anytime somebody picks up a new hobby, a new skill set, a new thing they're doing, they get a sense of mastery out of it over time. When people come in to train martial arts, they don't know their left foot from their right foot. They can't use their bodies very well, and then after a few months, they can move their bodies well. And then after a few years, they have a really good sense of how to move their bodies and what they're doing. Or if it's woodworking, how to not cut their thumbs off. I'm an amateur woodworker, but it's great. I love it. And the sense of mastery that comes out of a hobby, building something or doing something. If it's working out, that's fine. If it's anything that brings you joy and gets you away from yourself for a little bit, is a good thing. And that sense of mastery, I think, is the most important thing for people. The sense of growth and mastery that comes out of doing something, it's really important for us as human beings. We can see it in little kids when they're trying to do stuff. They're always striving to learn a new thing, to do a new thing, and that feeling of growth is important because if people aren't growing, they're dying basically, or they're shrinking and eventually dying. So if you don't have a hobby, get one, and it doesn't have to be expensive and it doesn't have to be cool. But getting a hobby is really important. I mean, the people that I know just from my martial arts, like, we don't do anything but martial arts together and occasionally eat food and watch people fight. But I have a really deep connection with these people, and they're completely outside of my peer group, which is really important. That they're completely different than me. They think differently. They do differently. So anyway, get a hobby. Get involved with people who like your hobby, and don't worry about being a dork or whatever. Just get out there and do it. Anyway, that's kind of my thoughts on hobbies. If you like my videos, let me know. Subscribe to my channel. Share it with people if you think that's important. Get a hold of me and we can talk about all this weird rambly stuff that I talk about. And hope you had a good day. Bye.